Welcome back to our profile on promising venture exchange companies. And for our final interview today, we have a company that's developing a vanadium mine in Nevada. Now, what is vanadium, you ask? Well, it's often used to strengthen steel, but it has another up-and-coming use as well: batteries for the renewable energy sector. One of the problems faced by renewable energy project is that supply can be uneven. On a sunny day, a solar project may produce more energy than a grid needs, while it may not produce enough when it's cloudy. Vanadium flow batteries capture and store this energy, excess energy, for when it's needed most. And our next guest says China is getting into this new technology in a big way. We are now joined by Ron MacDonald. He is the executive chairman of American Vanadium. Welcome.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Now, tell us again what exactly vanadium is.
Vanadium is one of those families, I call them the weird metals and weird minerals, that most people don't know a lot about, but modern-day life would be very difficult without them. A lot of talk has been in the past year or so about rare earths, which are critical elements, but there's another family of minerals out there that are just as needed for modern society and technology. So this is a product that traditionally would go into strengthened steel. So it is a green product, because going into steel, if you put 2% of vanadium in, you use 30% less iron ore. So it makes it stronger, and does it it makes it more economical. But the really good thing that's exciting us is its use in renewable energy. One of the biggest problems with renewable energy, and I think you heard from a previous guest, was how do you make it economical? You don't know when the wind is going to blow. You don't know when the sun is going to shine, or it's going to be cloudy. So sort of the holy grail has been storage. How can you take it when it's not economical, store it in a manner that you can dispatch it when it's required on the grid? So for the last number of years, there's been a lot of talk about various battery technologies that can do it. Vanadium flow batteries are one of the leaders. It is able to store a large amount of electricity and dispatch it exactly when it's needed. The difference with a vanadium flow battery, with a lot of the other batteries out there, is the vanadium electrolyte never really burns out. So you can charge and discharge it tens of thousands of times and still get the same performance.
All right, now you guys aren't on that side of the equation. You're on getting the stuff out of the ground side of things, right?
Well, actually not. I'm glad that you asked that question, because this was we are a small cap venture capital company, and we had this incredible deposit, and we were going to take it to market for the steel sector. And we started to look, and we said, the highest best value for our shareholders is actually to try to get into the vanadium electrolyte business. So we looked at that, and then we said, hang on a second, we're going to be the only deposit in the United States probably for the foreseeable future. So as that industry develops in the United States, we will be the only supplier, a domestic supplier of vanadium electrolyte. So we've changed our corporate objectives from just being a company that gets a mine into production to being a company that takes that production, processes it, and we fully expect to be in the battery business as it develops in the United States.
Why are you guys the only deposit? I mean, is this stuff only found in one spot in Nevada, or isn't it found somewhere else?
Not in the United States. It's not. It's usually a co-product with iron ore fines and things like that. So as a co-product, if you want to get that little bit of vanadium out, you might have to spend $1 billion for iron ore deposit to get it out. It's unique that this stands on its own. It's been highly oxidized by Mother Nature over about 5 million years. It's pulled it up out of the bedrock and put it into shales. So we've got a unique deposit, and our thinking is to take that unique deposit and to start creating a green tech industry in the United States with it.
Is it easy to get out of the ground, or
it's very easy? I call it Fisher Price mining. I'm involved with a number of other mining companies, and they're all complicated, and they got difficult metallurgy. This one here, you basically go up like a Fisher Price truck when you're a kid. You scrape it, you put it in a truck, you go down, you crush it a little bit, and then you put it into an acid heap leach, and over time you extract your vanadium.
Now, getting into the battery side of things sounds like it's going to be a big jump, and I wonder, is it a proven technology? Is there demand for it? Is there a market for it, or do you have to build the batteries and then try and sell them?
No, the market is there. This technology's been around for about 40 years. Now, one of your previous guests talked about wind power and how the price of turbines have come down and solar panels have come down. It's come down because in the 11th five-year plan that China put out 5 years ago, it's the first time that they talked about renewables. And over 5 years, they became the leaders in the production of turbines and solar voltaic cells. That's what they did. And not only did they do that, but they brought the cost of production down and they made them more efficient. Now, this is the first time this new 12th five-year plan that China's just put out that they've actually set targets for storage capacity.
Right.
And so what they've said is by 2020, they will develop a storage industry that would equate to about 10% of their total production of power. That is astronomical. So what it means is that they've decided that batteries and other storage products are going to be part of their smart grid program.
And now I've asked the other guests their thoughts on the venture exchange. What's it been like for you guys? Raising money, getting taken seriously, that kind of thing?
Well, I think it all depends on the asset that you've got in the management team and where the market's at. We've had nothing but success in as a venture exchange. The TSX Venture Exchange has allowed us to tap into a pool of investors that understand risk and reward. And as long as we keep in touch with them and keep them updated, they're highly knowledgeable investors.
Right.
They follow these things because they're looking for the next big thing, and they get in a small amount, and there's a potential for huge gain. There's also potential for loss.
Yeah.
So it's a different type of investor that gets in there. But we've had no problem. Even at the beginning of this recession in June, we did a number of raises, and we closed them very quickly.
Ron, we've got to leave it there. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.
Ron MacDonald, Executive Chairman of American Vanadium. And that's it for Headline. If you missed any of today's program, you can always catch us online at bnn.ca. And if you have any comments about the show, send us an email at headline@bnn.ca. I'm Paul.